fam? We are back and badder than ever before. Hey guys, so this is my first time using our new camera, the Nikon Z30. My hand's pretty shaky because it's heavier than our previous camera, but today we are experimenting with the latest and greatest. And so far, I think I'm looking good. Image quality, let me know what you think. I'm gonna go find Jordan so we can get electrical started this week. And I'm wearing like 4 different layers, so we need to get outside before I start sweating. Let's go. We got the tree up, looking scrumptious.
It's cold. It's like 10 degrees today. That's about as warm as it's gonna get. Can't stop us from working on the van. Today's wiring. We're gonna go ahead and run our 120 volt and our 12 volt DC power for all the lights, max air fans, all our appliances, all the outlets. So it's gonna be a process. All right, so here we laid out a diagram for everything that we're going to be putting in the van. We have the green indicating all of our DC connections, being the lights, our 12 volt USB outlets, the appliances, the refrigerator, the stove, and then the red being the 120 volt outlets for all of our like laptops and coffee makers and stuff like that. Our electrical system is going to be here. This is where our batteries and all our fuse blocks and stuff are going right here. Probably going to run up this pillar right here and then branch off as we get down the line. And then all of our outlets and stuff are going to come from here. A few of those will go up and over. We just need to get the wires in the general locations. So if the lights are going to be, let's say here, then we're going to run through the wall, through this pillar, and it will just come out right here. So I did some rough measuring, but you just kind of do like arm lengths measurements. Down there to up here, that's about 2 arm lengths, and then to the middle is about 1. We're just gonna feed it through and then guide it all the way down and then to this general area. Oh, why did it go back there? This is gonna be fun, just full of excitement. I can't wait. We have a lot more wires to do. It's alright though. It's just like a time-consuming process. You just gotta kind of guide the wires through the pillars in the van and take them down to your electrical like center. So just getting this wire right here through like this area, just like super time-consuming. Like takes longer than you think. The blood, am I bleeding? Anyway, I do recommend getting a fish tape because it might make some of this a little bit easier. Whew. What I wouldn't get for a workshop right now. So I've only got 2 wires in, and that's for both max air fans. It's just so cold outside. Look at that. It's a little weird. Yeah, you can see my breath. I got the heater in here. I'm about to run the wire for the puck lights. We've actually made some pretty good progress. Take a look down here. It's where our whole electrical system's gonna be going. We got a bunch of wires already leading to there. I put in both max air fan wires. I put in the overhead lights. I put in the under cabinet lights on both sides. Put in a line for the AC, and I also put in a line for the water pump. I realized that I didn't buy enough, so I'm gonna have to buy a little bit more because we do have to run some wire back to our fridge. It's gonna be right there. In the meantime, I can go and knock out everything else. We have quite a few outlets on this side. I'm hoping I'm not kind of overdoing it. We have 8 on one, so I'm gonna have to do a little bit of research. Just gonna knock that out today. Hopefully I had a good Christmas, and there's still more to enjoy. Maybe I'm just a natural, but it's not really seem that hard. Like, yeah, trying to feed it through some of these pillars are a little bit annoying, but overall, I mean, I feel like I'm doing it right. We did go ahead and connect these together. We don't have any power yet, but I'm thinking tomorrow we're gonna get some framing stuff and we're gonna start framing out these walls. I'm gonna go ahead and run the outlets for the driver's side, and that'll do it for today.
Hey guys, can you tell it's snowing? Look at it. Ah! If you can't tell, I have snow all over me right now. We are on our way to Home Depot so that we can get plywood to start building our walls.
Hopefully start building our walls. I'm over the cinematic Home Depot shots. Our van's like 15 feet long, 4 feet wide. We need like 12 panels. All right, this is a for sure pile. honestly, to be so important. It's pretty uneventful. It's not something that's really interesting. For the most part, we got it done. Like I said, I had to order some more DC wire because we ran out. But in the meantime, we're gonna go ahead and do a little bit of framing. We got all of our 1/4 inch for the walls, and then we bought some of this 1/2 inch for the framing. So before we cut the stuff for the frame, there were these holes throughout the cab of the Transit that we're gonna utilize. Got some M6 rib nuts. We're going to put in the rib nuts. Then we're going to cut our plywood for the framing. We're gonna put that on. These are the M6 rib nuts. Looks like this has a threaded inside. This gets compressed and it like sits in the sheet metal, and then the back compresses on the back side of the metal, so it gives a good sturdy mounting point. I found this online. Just kind of hook it up to your drill and it does most of the work. I don't know about y'all, but I like to do the least amount of work as possible. Put it in the hole. Reverse it. That's in there. Not coming out. We're gonna do that all along this bottom row. Now it's time to cut the frame. So I got my measurements for framing we're gonna do. It's 3.5 inches. I'm gonna cut that out with my handy dandy saw. Would be nice to have a table saw, but you know, you work with what you got. Alright guys, we're back in the van, and today we're going to try and knock out some framing. So I'm trying to figure out a way to secure these boards and the nutserts we put in. A lot of people use like Play-Doh, or they'll have like some type of sharp object to put inside the hole that creates like an indentation. I'm going to try some paint, and then I'm going to put the board up. Hopefully it leaves like a paint mark, so then I can just drill those holes out. I would like to tie into some of these. I think for the cabinets, I'm going to do maybe a longer bolt, build the cabinets out, and make sure most of the structure that's supporting the cabinet is at the bottom. That way I can tie into these bolts. I'm not an electrician. Now that said, we went with Anchor. It's a marine grade wire, UV protected, water resistant, has a good thick outer layer. We went with a 12 gauge wire. I got 100 feet of 120 volt, and then I got 150 feet of the 12 volt. So now moving on, how we wired some of the things up. So for both Max Air fans, they each got their own wire. Same with AC unit that we're installing right there, the fridge that we're installing right there, and then the water pump that's on the driver's side. For the lights that are gonna be on the ceiling, I ran one wire along the passenger side all the way to the front. That's gonna be on its own switch. And then we have some under cabinet lighting that I ran wires to both sides that are gonna be on their own separate switch. We will also have 12 volt USB outlets that are gonna be on both sides. So I ran a wire to each side for those. The 120 volt, so I ran a wire to the water heater that is also on the driver's side. The rest is just outlets. We have a few sconce lights near the back. Near the front, next to the shower, there will also be another light that we ran a wire to. The rest is just the outlets that we're installing on both sides next to the bench seating, and then the outlets that I'm installing in front for my computer station. So on that note, I think we're gonna go and wrap this video up. I didn't get as far as I'd like to, but I did realize that we gotta get the ceilings up before we get the walls up, and I do not have the lights yet. That's gonna end it here. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I know it's kind of slower video, but after this one, it's gonna start looking like a travel van. So be sure to hit that subscribe button with the notification bell. That way you stay up to date on any videos that come out. Be sure to throw us a like, and also, if you got anything to say about my electrical work, throw it in the comment section below. We'll catch you in the next one.